Hi, game changers. Good morning, and today is the 16th of April, and we are still continuing with the lockdown. If you are in Botswana, in other countries, I know the lockdown has been extended as well. SA extended, the USA, other uh, states are also on extended lockdown. So yeah, this is the time to really listen to yourself during this pause that we are experiencing. So like I mentioned yesterday, when we talked about the gut, I talked about how the gut literally controls quite a lot of our activities in our bodies, and it also has a role to play on our skin health. So today I'm going to talk about your gut and your skin. But before I start going deep there, let me acknowledge the people who are here. And I can see Tembi is there. Welcome, Tembi. Welcome, Philadelphia. Welcome, Regina. Welcome, Faith. And can you just type there on the chat box where you are joining in from? Just type in the chat box where you are joining in from. Welcome, Marang. I can see Marang joining in as well. Welcome. Let me see if I want to see your comments. So remember, I'm still in this learning curve of using this new software. So if you get any hiccups, bear with me. Anything when you are starting, it takes quite a lot out of you. And let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if my screen is freezing, so that I can cross correct along the way. So that's what I want to do right now. Okay, thank you. I think I can now see it there. Yes, welcome. Marangi saying she's calling in from Gaborone. Tembi is also in Gaps. Philadelphia is calling from Mgoditsani. All right. Okay. So let us just continue. So I'll just connect from where we stopped yesterday. So yesterday I talked about the gut and how important the gut is. And the gut is the only organ system that can carry out functions without the need of the brain's impulses. And it's normally known as like the second brain, because it has the power to act as its own brain. That is why it's called a second brain. Thank you. Yes, Faith is saying she can hear me. Thank you, Faith. So that is how important the gut is. It's home to its own nervous system called the enteric nervous system. 95% of the body's happy hormones, serotonin, stay there in the gut. And 70% of the immune cells within our body is actually in the gut. So the gut really plays a very, very important role in our lives. And that is why if you know the science behind how the gut functions, you can actually take care of your overall health just by being very careful of what you eat, whether it upsets the gut balance or whether it maintains the gut balance. Because as much as the gut is powerful, it's very fragile. It's very fragile. If you disrupt the delicate balance, it will affect your overall health, your nervous system, your skin, your circulation, your digestion, your hormone production. Everything is really housed there, and that is what's going to happen if you don't take proper care of yourself and what you eat. And yesterday I talked about how the gut is affected by certain things, including excessive use of medications, chemical exposure, and a poor diet. And sleep plays a very important role in your gut health as well. If you are not sleeping properly, it's going to impact the way your gut functions as well, because it needs to shut down at some point and absorb nutrients and take care of other things. So that is really what I wanted to talk about before we jump into today's session, where I'm going to be looking at how does your gut relate to your skin, how does it impact your skin. And I'm thrilled to discuss this because I've been studying the gut for a very long time. And until recently, gut health has not been well understood. So I took it upon myself to really study information about the gut. Those who have been to my retreats, they know I've been talking about the guts for the past 3 years. And the research was still ongoing. But we started implementing a lot of lifestyle changes that took care of our guts. So today I'm just going to talk about how it relates to our skin, and so that you can better appreciate that. Thank you. Regina is joining from Tlokweng, and Sea is joining from Lobatse. Yeah, thank you so much. So let me just ask a question. How many of you have spent, a lot of money on skincare products? How many of you spent a lot of money, on skincare products, trying to, to deal with all these outbreaks coming out, starting to deal with the rashes, trying to deal with the acne, and all of those, and including the makeups and all of those things that we put on. So if you are anything like me, the answer would definitely be yes. I spend a lot on skincare, but not necessarily on the makeup part. On what? For me, it's just to maintain the skin. So I started doing this so many years back. I grew up as a soap and Dawn girl, when I was young and we didn't have enough. I couldn't buy different skincare products, so I would just wash my face and then apply the lotion, my body lotion, on my face. And then as I went to high school and then I went to tertiary, then I became a Pond's girl. So I would wash with Dove, my face with Dove, and then apply Pond's. And that's how I was. Things changed for me in 1998 when I graduated from university, and I went to Canada to do my master's there. And that's when I started now really, my passion for health and well-being increased. And I studied skin and other things, and I started now investing in products that would take care of my skin. So I made sure that I'm cleansing and I'm protecting and I'm moisturizing. So I used to cleanse, moisturize, and then protect. So that means that I started investing. I think my first products were Dermalogica. Yeah, I think it was Dermalogica, those that I bought. They were very, they were not cheap at that time. So, and I think even right now, Dermalogica is not even cheap. So that's what I did. And as I started, aging, it's aging because as the years increase, you age. I now invested even more. So even more, I went through, a skin analysis exercise where I put my head into a machine, my face, and they did the whole analysis to show me what's going on. And at some point, I was told that I need to start up using anti-aging products. So I needed to repair, protect, because all of those times when you're not taking care of your skin, the skin is becoming damaged. So it means somewhere you need to add the repair. And then once you're going to repair, you're going to protect, you're going to moisturize and all of those things. So there's a whole process that our beauty life coach expert who is coming in tomorrow will be the one talking about the depth of that. For me, my main interest is looking at how can you take care of your skin using functional medicine, just eating from the inside out. So someone will come and talk to you about how to take care of the outside once you've taken care of the inside. So today we are looking just at the inside, because the inside plays a very important role on how your skin shows up. So if you are not taking care of the inside, it doesn't matter how expensive products skincare products you are using, or how often you are using them, the skin is always going to sell you out and show you that there is something that is really going that's not right. So I think if you have used product, the research has shown that some products may help for a short time and others don't really help at all. And a recent skin store survey in the US found that the average consumer spends about $8 a day on skincare, and sometimes applying up to 16 different products before even leaving the house. And you can imagine, maybe sometimes it's just to cover up the acne, to cover up the breakups, or all of those things. And I think some of you can really relate. But But what I'm bringing here is, what if you could achieve the skin you wanted from the inside out, instead of trying to achieve it from the outside in? Wouldn't that save you so much time and money every month? Because by improving your gut health, you can naturally just achieve healthy, glowing skin. So when you do the inside job for your skin, then the outside job becomes easier. So this is where the Life Beauty Coach will come in and share with you what you can do to take care of your skin from the outside. But today we're going to look at how to take care of that from the inside. And I don't think do you know that our skin is actually an organ? Yeah. There's Andres. Andres Screamer is watching from South Africa. Thank you, Andres. And Lilo from Gaps, Edith from Maung. Yeah, so our skin is an organ, actually. It's an organ. And the average person's skin could cover an area of 2 square meters. So it accounts for approximately 15% of our body weight, making it the largest organ of the skin. And unlike other organs, the skin actually, covers the outside of the body. So it acts as a barrier, to protect our internal organs from outside harm. So the skin has got multiple layers and different functions. So I'm not going to go into that biology and the science of the layers, but I'm just going to briefly let's look at the functions of what does your skin really do. The biggest function is preventing protecting the body from pathogens and creating a barrier between the internal and external environment, so that you don't get easily infected. And there are many other nerve endings located, in the skin, that react to temperature, they react to touch, pressure, vibration, and tissue injury. So, and the skin is also a storage center for fats and for water. The body. It's very, very important. I think you may have lost me there, but I am back. If I was frozen, I should be back by now. Can someone comment there if I am back on your side? Comment if I'm back on your side. Okay. Can someone comment there if I'm back on your side? Faith, am I back? Am I back, Faith? Okay. Faith, am I back? Am I back on the line? Okay, thank you. I don't want to be talking alone there. So okay, I think when we stopped, I was talking about the different the function, the function of the skin, what it actually does for us. So I think let me just jump to the link between the skin and the gut, which is the gastrointestinal tract. The gastrointestinal tract. So the GI, as it's commonly called, is made up of elements. Okay, I think I'm experiencing. I'm gonna try and change my network. Okay, I've just switched my connection, so that I've switched my connection so that I can connect better to another one. I hope it works. So what I was trying to say here is that, in simple terms, the gut is the small and large intestines. For those of you who have done biology at school, and I mentioned is that it has its own microbe, of bacteria that are not found anywhere else in the body. So it has this unique set of bacteria, that it houses, and that is where they are the helpful bacteria and the harmful bacteria. And what you want is to maintain, a composition of a high composition of good helpful bacteria and a lower composition of harmful bacteria. So you don't want to have more harmful bacteria over the helpful ones. So that is when that happens, that is when we say that your gut microbe is out of balance. So you want to be cultivating the helpful bacteria at the expense of the harmful ones. And if you improve gut function and health, it is shown to improve skin health, immune function, mood, and energy levels. So you're going to improve your skin health, your immune function, your mood, and your energy health. So that is really why gut health is so important at a time such as this, where we need to be boosting our immune system. And because the skin and the gut both share a number of similarities, we know there is the gut-skin axis. So there's that relationship between the gut and the skin. Both of them host individual microbes and play key roles as defenders against pathogens, invading from the outside body. So that is their common denominator, that they both host individual microbes and they both play as first defenders to pathogens. So the health of your gut is really dependent on what's happening in your gut, And numerous studies show that treating gut issues also treats skin issues. So if you deal with your gut health properly, it means you are also at the same time working at addressing your skin, your skin issues. And there are many strains of bacteria living in the gut, which can be divided into categories. Like I talked about that, the good bacteria, which are the probiotics, and the so-called bad guys. So there need to be a balance of bacteria, found in the gut for the proper digestion of foods and the synthesis of vitamins that your body needs. However, when the bad guys take over, this can result in a number of underlying gut conditions. And those are some of the things that most people are not aware of. So you're going to start having a lot of, gut-related conditions that are also related to your skin. So you need to eventually get to know what are those gut imbalances. Like I mentioned, that is something that I go into details in my gut health program. We really look into those and discuss the different gut imbalances. So today I'm not going to talk about those. But one of the things that happens when you have a gut imbalance, it leads to what we call the leaky gut syndrome. So it leads to the leaky gut syndrome. And let's look at what the leaky gut syndrome does. And how can you tell whether there is you are going through that problem of leaky gut. So we're going to really look at that and see what's going to happen. So what happens is that the gut has it has a certain permeability. So it allows certain things into the bloodstream and it stops other things from going into the bloodstream. But when the gut, you have a leaky gut syndrome, it doesn't function properly into blocking other things. So things like toxins can actually get into the bloodstream. They actually get into the bloodstream. So it means bacteria, virus, and fungi can go into the bloodstream. It means incompletely digested food can get into the bloodstream, and toxins from bacterial metabolism, and all of these things, when they get into the bloodstream, they now start infecting the bloodstream, and you may get what we call autoimmune disease, where now the immune system is fighting even the good cells in the body. It's thinking that there are toxins, and it fights them instead of fighting only the bad guys that are there. And some of the things that come up, like in terms of skin problems when your gut is out of balance, is acne. You're going to start having a lot of acne on your face, eczema. You're going to suffer from dry skin. You're going to suffer from dermatitis and rosacea. So that there's also a common skin disease called rosacea. Some of those things you can Google them and get them in the internet. So these are common conditions that many people can experience, although there are others, but there has been a link that when your gut is not balanced, your gut health is not balanced, you are going to start reacting and having all of these other skin diseases. So I talked about acne as a typical example of what could actually happen when your gut is not balanced. So you want to really look into what is it that you are eating. Hippocrates said, "Let food be thy medicine, and medicine be thy food." Let food be thy medicine, and medicine be thy food. So when it comes to gut health, this quote from Hippocrates is really, really very, very important. and it's relevant regardless of where you are and who you are. So let's look at a list of some of the healing foods that you can use to improve your gut. One of those things is bone broth, because it contains collagen. Bone broth is where you are just boiling bones, and that soup, that gravy that comes from that is good for healing the skin and the gut. But how many of us are we eating those bone broth now? With civilizations, we have stopped eating those and we just eat processed food. And then fermented vegetables are a great way to boost your microbe with beneficial probiotics. Remember I said if you are at a certain stage, you can take the probiotics themselves. And then we are also looking at fermented drinks like kefir and like kombucha. You can even use ginger is also very good in the because it aids digestion, so it can help you with balancing your gut. So for me, what I do, sometimes I just boil the ginger and then drink it as tea, or drink it as as water, either cold or actually warm. And then coconut oil also has antimicrobial benefits, and is also good for healing the gut skin axis. So really, if you start getting into eating the right types of food, eating healthy, then you are going to begin that journey of healing your guts. And then you can also bring in some foods like grape skin, almonds, green tea is also good for repairing the gut. Onions, blueberries, broccoli, those are some of the food that contain polyphenols, compounds that are not fully digested, so they make their way to the colon where they can now be digested by bacteria, and that is really, really very important. And then you can also add whole grains to your food, and examples of some of those whole grains is whole wheat, oats, brown rice, quinoa, barley, rye. And if you are in Botswana or in Africa or somewhere else, you may think that these things that I'm talking about are not available locally. But the good news is that they are available locally. You just need to know what you want and where to look for. And like I normally say, if you are in Gaborone, those things are available. I'm not sure about other parts of the country. So if you are here in the call and you know where we can get some of those things in the different towns and cities in Botswana, can you just share that in the chat box for the benefit of others. But if you are in Gaborone, most of all these are healthy, functional medicine products. You can get them at Mr. Vesh. You can get them at Square Mart. So that's where I get most of them. And you can get them at the alternative health stores, but mostly they are not selling food, so they'll be selling the probiotics and the other supplements. So you want to really know where you can get them. But as for the other grains, you just go for whole grains. We do have them. We have sorghum. I know nowadays most people don't eat sorghum as the grain. We pound it into maize meal, but it could benefit you if you eat it from the sorghum, the grain part of it as a whole grain. And then you can also eat other foods, called prebiotic. Prebiotic are foods that which feed the healthy bacteria. So those ones feed the healthy bacteria. In the first one, probiotics, we were looking at that healthy bacteria, bringing it inside the body. But you can also eat food that feed the healthy bacteria. So it means that they are going to promote the growth of those microbes in the gut. And some of those foods include legumes. Those are beans, the bean family, oats, bananas, let me look at the list here, berries, asparagus, garlic, leeks, and onions. So those are things that are readily available, for wherever we are able to get them. But unless we know that it's important, then you're not going to get them. Then you can also add fermented foods in your diet. I don't mean alcohol when I'm saying fermented foods, So don't go and buy the chibuku because it's fermented. I'm looking at things like plain natural yogurt. I'm looking at things like kombucha. I'm looking at things like kefir. And a lot of some of these fermented foods, they're actually not available in Botswana. I've been looking to see if I can find them. But I know that you can get kombucha. You can get plain natural yogurt. and then otherwise you can do your own at home. And then it's good to add these foods. Remember, with functional medicine, we are saying you need to replace, you need to eliminate, and then replace, and then repair. So what else do we need to eliminate? There are some foods that you need to avoid if you want to maintain a balanced gut skin axis. So we are looking at mostly high sugar and high fat diets. They have been shown to impact the gut bacteria negatively. And we are looking at artificial sweeteners, because some people stop sugar and go to artificial sweeteners. They've also been shown to negatively affect the gut microbiota. So you want to avoid refined grain products such as wheat flour, white rice, and bread, mostly enriched bread. It has a negative impact on the gut. And then there are other things that your body is intolerant to, that you can eliminate from your diet or go slow on. And here we are looking at things like gluten. If you are gluten intolerant, it means go slow on gluten. Dairy, if you are lactose intolerant like me, go slow on the dairy, because it's impairing the gut negatively. And then corn, I know in Africa we love corn, but corn is not gut friendly as well, And then there is soy. Soy also impacts negatively on the gut. And then lastly, the two things that most people will kill me for if I say they should stop having, which is caffeine and alcohol. So you want to go slow on caffeine and alcohol if you take alcohol. So really, sugar, caffeine, and alcohol, those three things, you want to really look into them. And then when you realize that maybe your gut is compromised, you can take it a step further and look for supplements that can help you to restore proper balance. There are quite a number of them. I share them in my gut health program. There is a breakdown of what supplements you can get and what other enzymes you can bring into your body. But just a typical example is L-glutamine. It's an essential amino acid that is known to repair the gut and the intestinal lining. And then you can also get licorice root. I think one is readily available as well. The first two, L-glutamine and licorice root, you can get it at the alternative store. They do have that if you have a health alternative store in your area. And then lastly, you can take probiotics. I talked about probiotics yesterday as a supplement. You can get it, I think, in tablets or in liquid form, where you keep on drinking it every day. It will help you when you are constipated, when you are bloated, or when your poo has a very bad smell. Then it means the gut is out of balance. Those are typical examples. If you are constipated, when you go to the loo, no one wants to come after you, because you leave a very long message there that says stay away for a while, stay away for a while. So if you fall under that, you realize that your poo has a very, very bad smell, whether it's your poo or whether you are releasing gas that is very, very has a very bad smell, then your gut is somehow impaired. So you need to do something about it. Those are just some of those symptoms that people don't normally talk about, because they're kind of intrusive, and only a coach like me can talk about that because that is my job, to challenge some of these things. So foods are the best way of improving your gut flora, really. We can take supplements and do what, but if you get the food, the trick from the food, then you are set to go, and you are able to really go far with that. So I just want to finish this by recapping, some of the symptoms of an impaired gut, so that you start taking care of your gut, looking at what you are eating. I mentioned digestive distress, whether it's constipation, whether it's diarrhea, whether when you go to the bathroom you get a crack, there at the anal door. You experience heartburn most of the time. You experience skin outbreaks, acne, rashes. You retain water on your legs. There is a lot of water tension in your body. You have these constant migraines, you are just fatigued, you are just tired even without doing anything. Maybe you start the day fine, and then by 10 or 10, no, not normal 10, by 2 o'clock you feel like you want to sleep. Then check your gut. Or when you feel like you have a brain fog or you are depressed, check how your gut is doing, because it has a relationship to that. But when it comes to skin, any outbreaks, on the skin, then your gut, it means your gut has been upset. The acne, the rashes, the outbreaks, they're all different types. You know yourself, you know your skin, and every time when your skin is reacting, it means something is going on in your gut that is actually upsetting that. So I think I'm gonna stop here and leave the outer part of. Then now, once you have taken care of your skin from the inside, what do you need to do from the outside? Because it has to be, it's a two-way step. You have to do both of them. You can't afford to take care of the skin inside and then outside you are not doing your part. I'm saying that from experience, because I know. I cut my hair, I think, when I was doing third year at university. And then for a very long time, I maintained the short hair. And then when I went to do my master's in 1998, then I started doing a dreadlock. So it means my hair did not have any chemicals from about 1996. And in 2017, I decided to just mix things up, and with a lot of peer pressure from my friends saying, no, your hair doesn't match you and everything. So I agreed, and my hairdresser at that time did an S-curl. But instead of just doing an S-curl, he also dyed my hair. So on the same day, it means he relaxed my hair and dyed it. And remember, I had not put any relaxer on my head for like 20 years. And guess what happened? I really loved how I looked after that S-curl. I have a picture, I'll share it in the group. But then within a week, I noticed that my skin was becoming dark on the forehead. So if you look at closely, you realize that I've got like two colors in the forehead. So on the sides, this side is dark, and there is some light skin here. So I grew up with a very good skin, because I have been a health freak from a very early age, and I ate really well from a very early age. That is why at university I even got myself a card to eat from the special diet section, even though I was not sick, because I didn't want all those fried sausages and chips that were eaten there. But then this is what happened. My skin reacted to the relaxer, and I became two colors ever since then in 2017. There were times that I felt like I could hide, because that didn't look like me, but I couldn't. With the work that I do, I couldn't just hide for a month. So when I went to my dermatologist, she told me that no, that's the relaxer. You have now damaged your skin. So she said, you've got two options. We can do a skin peel, where we peel the outer layer and allow a new layer to come out. Or you can just say it will gradually go away. So that happened in 2017, I think around April or somewhere there. But I'm telling you, it's still not going away. So it's 2017, 18, 19, it's almost 3 years now. But I waited to see how much the skin can go back to its normal. And it has taken quite a while. It's reduced, but it's still there. So I'm just trying to show you that you can eat very well, maintain your gut flora, but if you are also not doing your part outside, and you are allowing toxins to come into your skin, then you are going to cancel some of those effects that you are getting through that. So that's what I wanted to say. So I will stop there, and maybe go through some of your questions if you've got questions there. And yeah, there's a point where I was cutting. Okay, there's Future there watching from Zim. Okay. And then yeah, soy and corn, I've been running to them. Yeah, look at them closely. Sweeteners, we are reminded. Yeah, sweeteners have that challenge as well. Yeah, Future is laughing at peer pressure. Yeah, even adult, that is actually adult pressure. you know, adult pressure where people are keep on saying, no, if you can cut it, if you can do this, you can do this. And then now I found myself with these two colors that I have, and I can't do much. I can do a peel, but I wasn't ready to do a peel because it's also putting other chemicals there. So I think eventually I will do a peel one of these days, but I've learned the lesson the hard way. So I'm gonna stop here, and if you have got any questions, you can post them below, and if you feel like you need more information on gut health, I will be on the lookout when we offer the gut health course, which is likely to be next month in May. Then you can enroll and really go deep into gut health and see how you can fix that. You can repair your gut, or you can maintain it depending on where you are right now in your life. So let's just take it one day at a time, and see how we can start eliminating some food and replacing with gut friendly food. And then if you need to repair, then going through that process of repairing your gut lining, because you want to be able to do that. Yeah, Future is saying, how do I do my own fermented foods from home? There are recipes of how you can do those. Future it's a whole subject. That's what I'm saying. Some of the things I can't just share them in a 30 minutes call, but I do have a program that goes into detail into this, that one can take, and if they want to be proactive about their gut health, and start doing that. So tomorrow we are bringing in a guest. She is a life beauty coach. She is well versed in the areas of skincare, and especially facial skincare. So if you are at home now and you don't have anywhere to go do your makeups, and you don't know what you are doing because you have been on makeup 24/7, now all of a sudden no one is helping you with the makeup, you have to wake up and be home. So she will share tips on how you can take care of the outer part of your skin while you are in lockdown now. So for me, like I mentioned, I took care of the inner side of it. So with that, I want to just thank all of you for your time and for the comments that you have posted here. I'm here for your questions. You can type your questions below the video and I will answer them. Otherwise, thank you very much and have a great day.